The two best words in all of sports, Game 7. Let's see if my Pacers can do it, or is Joose right again about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Also, Karen Reed acquitted of murder and killing her police boyfriend, John O'Keefe. And Jim Jones is out here tripping, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of 58South TV Presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I'm your host, 58South, along with my co-host, Mr. Joose Jalapeno Jones. What is up, sir?
Hey, yo, check this out. At the beginning of your how you open the show, you said it was 2 words for the sports. It's 3 words, brother.
What's the 3 words, man?
Joose was right. Let's go, baby. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I think 58 will recap that for you.
Man, it ain't really much to recap. We ain't got to, act like that. You said Game 7, I said Game 6. You had Oklahoma City winning. I got the Pacers winning. But so far, your predictions are correct. We're going to Game 7. It's been some great basketball, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the last game was a blowout. Had to be. It had to be. But it's been some good basketball just all around as far as these playoffs go. So I'm not upset. I'm not sure how the numbers are looking, viewership wise, and if they look at it just based on regular normal TV metrics, I think that's unfair to the two teams because a lot of people aren't watching stuff on their TV at home anyway. They're watching it on their phones, maybe their laptops or whatever handheld device. So that's, kind of unfair, but great basketball. Can't wait for Game 7, man. Can't wait. You still going with the Thunder?
I'm going to go with the Thunder because that's just what seems like it's supposed to happen, just like the Game 7. Like I say, my theory is not like saying, the Pacers was going to win because the Pacers won, how they won. No, my theory was that the NBA needs a Game 7. They need all the money they could get. So that Game 7 draws in, a bigger audience. And to what you said about people watching, I'm not sure what the viewership is either, but I know there's a lot of people that won't even watch this because they don't want to see the Pacers and they don't want to see Oklahoma Thunder. A lot of people want to see other people, faces in the NBA that they associated with. But it's cool. Like you said, it's been great games. I'm not mad at it at all. Oklahoma City Thunder will win this final game in Oklahoma City.
Okay. We will see, man. We will see. Because I'm thinking maybe the injury to Halliburton, he has some type of Willis Reed effect on the Pacers. They come out, they win the game. So this whole season will be the Halliburton season, going from being voted as the most overrated player. Your dad gets into it with one of the guys in the playoffs. Then you come back and win a championship. This is a Lifetime movie original, brother.
Hey, that is very, very likely. I can't even say anything about your point of view because your point of view is right on target as well. For some reason, I'm just thinking OKC is going to win, but what you said makes a lot more sense. I'll tell you that.
And I also am a firm believer in it's more demoralizing if you win an NBA championship on somebody else's floor. I think
Yes.
if I were to win an NBA championship, I would want to do it on somebody else's floor. The same way.
It's crazy.
Remember when the Mavericks won and they went partying in Miami and took the trophy with them?
It's just crazy. You're in somebody else's arena and they got to drop the balloons on you and all that stuff. Like nobody wants to stick around for that, man. They be like, you know what?
Yeah.
A real fan ain't sticking around, bro.
Kobe actually won in his hometown. You know what I mean? When they beat the Allen Iverson-led Sixers in 2001, they won in Philly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's go, Hallie. Let's go. Be aggressive. Be aggressive, man. I need a 30, 15, and 10 from you, man. 30, 15, and 10. That's the only way it's going to get done. You're not telling me you about to rely on TJ McConnell to come out here and do that for you in Game 7, man. It got to be Halliburton.
Shai Gilgeous is about to break them ankles down, brother.
If nothing else, he's definitely about to get to the free throw line. We know that. Yeah, we know he's getting every call known to man.
Yeah, he is. That's crazy, but I guess that comes with the territory of being the MVP.
Can't argue with you there. Can't argue with you there. So yeah, Game 7. May the best team win and may the refs stay out of it.
Right. I'm with you on that.
Absolutely. Well, so it's that time of year in the NBA, man. It's trade season pretty much, or at least talks of trades, and got started got started on the right foot pretty much. Desmond Bain going from Memphis to Orlando. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how effective that's going to be for the Magic. They gave up Cole Anthony. I mean, that's not really a huge piece that they got rid of. It was Cole Anthony, I think, in a pick or someone else, but the Magic won that draft pretty much by getting Desmond Bain. But aside from the actual trade, Stephen A. Smith had some comments he made about the city of Memphis as far as athletes wanting to go play there. He was talking more along the lines of the crime. Do you agree with Stephen A. Smith that the reason?
100%.
Okay,
100%. Hey, and this is no, throwing shots at Memphis. Shout out to Memphis. It's a great city. Believe that, a lot of soul out there, a lot of great music, a lot of great food. Don't get it twisted. But on the flip side of that, those streets are alive out there, if you know what I mean. Them streets is popping out there, 58. And, for these millionaires, because this what these players are, these millionaires, just to be living in this environment and having to, you know, stay around this environment, it's a lot to ask, man, for real. Like, people value their lives, brother. Like, they want to be somewhere where they can play their ball, make their money and also be safe at the same time. And Memphis, I mean, they kill their own. You see how they did Dolph.
okay, that's fair. But to shoot Memphis, some support. If we're gonna say that's the reason nobody's going, if you were to consider, okay, what would you consider the gang capital of the United States?
Of course, it'd be LA to me.
That's what I'm saying, but people don't have a problem going there. They created it. All this stuff you seeing gang wise started there. But nobody goes, nah, it's too tough for me to go to LA. I don't want to play for Los Angeles. They got gangs out there. You got to make that make
That's
sense to
real.
me. Yeah, you can't. If that's the argument you're gonna make, then you have to stop telling me that. Like Chicago and New York and stuff like that, those major markets are destinations for players. If we want to talk about crime being an issue,
But I think
Chicago,
Memphis does have the number
Chicago.
one homicide rate.
Is that a fact, or you just saying that?
I believe I've definitely seen that. I can look it up now, but that's what I definitely heard. They have the most homicides as a city in America, first of all. So,
Okay.
there are things like, that kind of, when you bring it to that. But with the gangs, I understand totally what you're saying, man. But, um, that's never affected anything around there in that city. You know what I mean? For some reason, that's never affected anything. That's the greatness of that city with the Lakers and how they've been popping off out there in LA. So that is a good point you bring up, but I just know, like, I don't know, man. Memphis is not LA, they feel like in LA, you can go move to the hills and Beverly Hills. You could be out there, with the stars, the celebrities that run that whole area out there. Memphis is just Memphis, you know what I mean? It is what it is out there, brother. I mean, there ain't nowhere to go, brother.
Speaking of those same hills you talking about moving to, Pop Smoke got killed out there. Clarence
You
Avon
right.
got killed out there. People getting their homes broken into. They're targeted out there in those hills. Again, if you're going to tell me crime is the issue, you got to make it make sense, man.
Make it make sense. Yeah, you're right.
But
Well,
what
either
I,
way, I'd rather live in LA than Memphis, you know what I mean?
and I think the reason for that, and you correct me as soon as I say something wrong, why people would choose in LA or Chicago or New York over Memphis is what is there to do outside of the sport that you're playing. I think that's why that's really why people wouldn't go to Memphis, like as far as a star athlete. I would think, because you can't.
Totally.
Again, I'm not believing it's the crime, because it's crime everywhere. It's crime everywhere.
Yeah, there is crime everywhere. You know what I mean? You're 100% right. But,
So
as you say, there's nothing to do out there. So, that's why there's more abundance of the focus point on the crime out there because that's all there is out there to do. Basically, there's nothing else to do out there in Memphis. You don't hear anything. So what you said is right. As a player, why would you want to be out there, bruh? Like,
yeah,
for fun.
barbecue and bullets, huh? That's all they got in Memphis, just barbecue and
And they
bullets.
straight. And I'm straight if I was an NBA player. Like, I'm good on that, bruh. Like, I'm straight with the bullets and barbecues that you just said. I'm good with all that.
Blues, bullets, and barbecue. That's that's what it's gonna say on the Memphis sign in 2026.
BBB.
Welcome to Memphis. Blues, bullets, and barbecue, baby.
Man.
Yeah, man. Stephen A. Smith did have some support from some ex-NBA players. Norris Cole, he was on the Miami Heat championship teams. He said pretty much, yeah, he's not wrong. And Kenya Martin kind of echoed the same sentiments, man. Now, Kenya Martin said it. There's some validity to it as far as why players wouldn't want to go there, but yeah.
Yeah,
I,
that's real.
Yeah, and another thing that doesn't help their case at right now at the time of recording, somebody had knocked on the mayor's door and was trying to kidnap him.
Really? In Memphis? Oh gosh, that's horrible.
25-year-old gentleman. He had knocked on the door, then he ran away. But through surveillance and stuff like that, they were able to track him down and catch him, man. My man had duct tape and rope and all kind of stuff, man. I'm like, daggone, that kind of hurts. That kind of hurts the argument. Kind of hurt the argument there, Mr. Mayor, because he extended the invitation to Stephen A. Smith, to come check the city out. I'm like, oh man, well, my dog don't bite. And then he bite you, and you like, well, you know what I mean? All right.
Like I said, I'm straight, man. I'm good on all that. My safety comes before anything, and my peace of mind also.
I just wanted to shoot Memphis some bail, man, because I refuse to believe that the crime was the leading factor. People go to New Orleans and
Right.
don't trip. You know what I mean? Like I said, Chicago, New York.
LA.
Yeah, man. It's crime everywhere, man. But come to Charlotte. If you're tired,
There you go.
if you're tired of getting robbed, you know what I mean? Tired of getting whatever's happening to you extorted, come to Charlotte, man. I Suge Knight. Come to Death Row.
Hey man, if you don't want to
Come to
win any
Charlotte.
games and you just want to chill, have a 0% in your win category, come to Charlotte, man. We got you. We waiting for you, man. You know what I mean? You want to retire and leave? Come to Charlotte, man. It's the perfect place to retire, especially if you're an NBA player. We got you, man.
Oh, boy. The man goes to one Eastern Conference Finals in a quarter century. Okay.
Let's go, baby.
All right. We here at the 58 South TV proudly presents topics of discussion. In no way, shape, or form condone any Charlotte Hornet slander.
Hey, bruh, you brought up Kenyon Martin a couple of seconds ago.
Yes, sir.
And Kenyon Martin is on that. Isn't he on that panel with that podcast with Gilbert Arenas?
Yep.
And all of them?
Gil's Arena. Yep.
And I think last week wasn't we talking about Brandon Jennings going
And Pat
one on
Bear.
one
Yeah.
and Pat Bear, right? Did you see the latest episode with Lou Williams?
Nah, what Lou talking about?
So Lou was on the show and he comes, dressed to be on the show, got his slacks on, the whole nine. And I guess there was some talk with Brandon Jennings about Lou Williams too, before or whatever in that situation about the one-on-one thing, and they brought it up while Lou was in. Lou was like, he said I was pretty good. Once I heard Pat Bev and him going at it, I kind of just let it all go, and I'm trying to enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? So they bring it up like we got a court upstairs. If Brandon Jennings and you want to handle something, Lou Williams is like, I'm in my slacks and I'm always ready to go. It don't matter what I got on. So here goes the point. They actually go upstairs, but they only do it till 3 points. They do a quick one since they said ain't nobody getting paid. This ain't nothing like that. They just gonna give you a little preview. So like I say, Lou Williams in his slacks, I think he had he had a fire pair of Air Ones on, some like exclusive Air Ones, right? So he's like, man, I don't care. I'll ball in these too. Yeah, he ended up beating Brandon Jennings 3-1. So just want to let you know, Brandon Jennings, boy, you better get back in that workout if you're trying to see these boys because they're not playing with you, man. Shout out to Lou Williams too.
Brandon Jennings looking bad out here, man.
I mean, he did his little thing, he scored one, I mean, it was cool, but Lou Williams, like I say, bro, stop playing, man. Lou looking at him like, bro, you don't want none of this, man. Like, you don't.
Say Lou said, I tighten you up without having a uniform on.
Bruh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And then they try to say something at the end. Brandon said something at the end. Oh, you won because they didn't call a foul or something. That you already know, man. We playing one-on-one, only the 3 points, bro. Like, don't talk about all that foul stuff, bro. This ain't that place for that, bro.
Well, along the lines of uniforms, remember last episode I was talking about Grant Harden, Devil in the Ozarks, the man who put on a corrections uniform, walked out the front door. Well, I was just like everybody else at the time, like, well, how was he able to just walk out the front door and where he get this uniform from? Turns out, according to officials, he had a job working in the kitchen. So while he was working in the kitchen, they're saying he was kind of monitoring how everything was going on, seeing how the guards was moving. He was taking, this is what they're speculating now. Like he was taking spices, tea, stuff like that, and turning his uniform dark color, like dyeing it. Take a marker, write, officer or sheriff, whatever he needed to write on the actual shirt to make it look like he was legit. Said the man even made a makeshift vest to put on while he carted some stuff right out the front door. That's how he ended up doing that. That's what it was. That's speculating. That's how he ended up doing that because he hasn't told them everything yet.
That's crazy, 58. That sounds like a Crayola workshop. That man is in there getting it in. Like, really? Arts and crafts, huh? He took that to another level.
Man, you talk about real life MacGyver.
I don't see how it's gonna even look the same though, bruh. Like, how you gonna write when you're like, come on, man, you're dyeing it with spices and then you're using some makeshift marker to write correctional officer. Like, how is it gonna look exactly like you're supposed to? Like, to me, that probably look like if it's in my head, it's gonna be all crooked writing and you know,
Well,
you're gonna leave a letter out by accident.
You got to think. You're thinking get it done as quick as possible and try to get out of there. This man ain't had nothing but time to work on this. Had time
That's
to
crazy.
plan, plot, and execute. Did that. You know what I mean? Well, he's back locked up, but I was like, that is wow, man. Just
My
imagine
man made his own vest.
made a vest. Made a vest, man. Anyway, they got him. He locked up. Whoop de whoop. On to other criminal news. Karen Reed. Karen Reed is a lady out of Massachusetts who was charged with killing her off-duty police boyfriend, John O'Keefe, by hitting him with her vehicle. She had a mistrial in the first trial, had a retrial. Just recently, she was acquitted of murder, but she was charged with drunk driving, so she got a year probation for the drunk driving. Now, what was so interesting to me about the Karen Reed case was when I seen the support she was getting, like just outside and throughout the case, I started wondering. Something about this just doesn't look right. Y'all ain't, it's normally back the blue, support the police, whoop de whoop. Not at all in this case. And it turns out, man, like that county in Massachusetts, it's some tension between the residents and the police force. So there was a case with a lady by the name of Sandra Birchmore. She was pregnant, and her death was ruled as a suicide. The local authorities ruled it as a suicide. The feds got a hold of it and ended up charging a former Stoughton, Massachusetts police detective with killing that lady and staging it, making it look like it was a suicide. Yeah, so they've been distrustful of the police this entire time. Yeah. And the shifted things in Karen Reed's favor, man. What's the man named? The lead investigator, Michael Proctor. They made him read back some text messages he was sending his friends talking about the way Karen Reed looked, saying like he hoped she killed herself. There was another police officer that they were wondering would he get questioned at all in this case. And Proctor had texted them saying, "Nah, he's police too. So pretty much, no, I ain't gonna go after him or look at him because he's also a cop." So that ain't helped the case at all, man. So at this time, they still don't have a suspect in the case of who killed John O'Keefe. The jury just decided it wasn't her.
Hey, that support she has, right? I looked at it a few times. I've kept up with that story a little bit. It looks weird to me too, and it sounds crazy because I think her defense was like something like, like you said, the police have something to do with this and they're covering it up. And I'm like, huh? Like, what's going on out there? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of mess is going on out there? But the people out there got her back though. I can't lie about it.
And they pulled off some some real life Johnny Cochran stuff in that courtroom, man. Where that man was like,
Yeah, they
"Yeah,
did.
she ain't hit him. No. Some police officers killed this man, and they trying to frame this woman. What word?
And it worked.
Clearly,
I seen the crowd. I seen the crowd out there. You got men, you got little kids out there. Of course, you got all the women. You got everybody out there. I said, bro, what is this? I thought it was
pink,
a blues and barbecue fest.
pink everywhere, pink everywhere. Well, since we're talking about litigation, got to talk about your homeboy Tyler Perry. I don't know what's going on with Medea Perry, but Medea Perry is being charged on some Harvey Weinstein type stuff, man. Like using his power and influence to coerce this gentleman into sexual acts or whatnot. I think the man's name is Derek Dixon. Turns out he's on some shows that Tyler Perry has. Tyler Perry was sending the man text messages, grabbing the man by the throat. We're not gonna read none of the text messages on here, you know what I'm saying? Or offer, or offer here. We're not too interested in that part. I'm just curious to see if this even lasts a week as far as the attention it gets. Cause it's two dudes. Like, do people care for real? I'm serious. Do people care for real?
Nah, not at all. And Tyler gonna shut this down anyway. Tyler Perry is gonna shut all this down. He ain't playing with this. He ain't got no time for this.
$260 million. I don't know when in the Shannon Sharp that it went from 50 million to 260 million.
Come on, man. Like it just sounds crazy, you know. All this stuff, man, sounds like a big money grab, man. I hate to be like that, you know, and I'm not choosing any sides or anything like that, but it just sounds like a money grab, bro. 260 million, like, really?
Like
Really?
it sounded like the statement you made just sounded like you chose a side. You chose the side of Tyler
Well,
Perry saying this
I
it's a
have
scam.
to always have to come back and say I'm not choosing a side just in case, because that's not my place. But if I was choosing a side, it sounds like a money scam. Oh, government.
Okay. Okay. What about well, Fat Joe? Fat Joe Fat Joe got him a lawsuit pending. His ex hype man is saying that Fat Joe had made him perform upwards to 4,000 sexual acts under the threat of being, what was it? I guess kicked off the tours and sent home and things like that. They even in this particular lawsuit, he kind of outlines three different women and he kind of gives examples of what Joe was doing with the three different women. One of them, he was saying she was like 15 or 16 and Fat Joe was like head over heels in love with this woman. Well, excuse me, this girl, not a woman, this girl. She was 15,
Uh-huh.
16, this girl, this little girl, this child, saying he gonna leave his wife for the child, paying bills and all that weirdo stuff. But Joe was saying this too is a shakedown.
Joe telling them they need to lean back. Lean back. That Joe
Telling
is
who?
Joe was telling them 15, 16-year-olds they need to lean back. I
Yeah,
said, boy, stop playing now, Joe. Cause we all the way up, Joe. You better stop playing now. It's too crazy out here for these men. Y'all hope you ain't out here doing nothing stupid like that. You know, hope you ain't out here messing around because you got a lot of good things around you. You got a lot of great opportunities that you've been blessed with. Hope you ain't out here messing with these little girls, bro.
man. Jesus,
Because you can't
Jesus.
put anything past these people no more, brother. You know, you
I
couldn't
don't know.
put it past them anytime. But I mean, this is just like I could see this kind of stuff happening. That's the bad thing. I could see this kind of stuff happening. You know,
I don't put nothing past anybody, man. I don't put nothing past anybody. Yeah,
and these
I'm gonna
girls
give
out here
this.
looking like women. These girls looking like women, man. Especially in New York City. Talking about this, one of these girls was Dominican. Like these girls out here, 15, 16, look like they 23, 24, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, but either way, that doesn't have any bounds on anything. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying,
was saying.
you know,
Glad you
I'm
cleaned
not
that up.
condoning none of that. But I'm just letting you know, out here is real. Like, you know what I mean? But still, like, it don't matter, bro, what they look like. It matters what they are. Like, so if you look like a 23-year-old, but you're really 15 to 16, that's what you really are. You're 15, 16. You know what I mean?
Say he paid for one of them to get like a Brazilian butt lift. One of these little girls, man.
Man, blood clot, bang, bang, gunshot, gunshot.
Biggs, you gone too far. Biggs, you gone too far, Biggs. But keeping it
Oh,
on, keeping it on Fat Joe. So Jim Jones was on the Joe and Jada podcast, right? And Jim Jones said something that off the rip sounded nuts, just pure insane to me. He said he was a better rapper than Nas, right? I don't agree. Never have, never will. Then the examples he was giving was like, are you trying to say you're more popular than Nas? Because the examples you're giving don't make you a better rapper than the guy. Do you think Jim Jones is a better rapper than Nas?
man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm Dipset all the way. I think Jim Jones is not better than Nas at all. And I'm gonna tell you, all that balling, he's falling, cause that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, how could that even, like, brother? You just need to be humble in situations, and you need to learn how to do interviews better, bro. Stop trying to be all brolic and cause this drama, because that's all you're doing is doing this for the clicks. Because you know doggone well you ain't better than Nas, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even in the same category as Nas, bruh. You know, and that's keeping the G. I don't care about your Billboard accolades. I don't care about how many times you went platinum on albums by yourself. Like you said, it's Jim Jones, man, not Dipset. Jim Jones. Okay, bruh. You're a good artist, man. You have good songs, bro. You know, you have a couple of hits that went on Billboard. I definitely understand that fact. But being in the same category as Nas, negative, bro. Falling.
I never knew he had a issue with Pusha T and or the Clips. I didn't know that. Did you know that there was a beef brewing between Jim Jones and Pusha T and or the Clips?
You know, I think I heard something about it. Was this recent?
Yeah. Cause that song, he spoke about the song Ace Trumpets that Clips put out, I guess is the lead single for their Let God Sort 'Em Out album that's coming out July 11th. Y'all check that out.
Yeah,
It was
please check that
that,
out. That's gonna be
yeah,
hard.
it's that, and then he said something along the lines of, I don't really believe them, or him. He was talking about Pusha T. I don't really believe him, man. He's talking about this coke that he probably ain't even touching. That that part, whenever rappers start doing that, I'm like, ain't none of y'all doing that. Don't come on, man. Who was gonna come out and be like, man, yes, I was. I was doing it. I was doing this, that, and the third on this date at this time over here. I wouldn't expect the older rapper to do it. The younger rappers, yeah, we've seen them. They don't got no
Yeah,
problem. They ain't got no problem making the indictment tape. They don't have
none.
an issue. They don't have an issue doing that. But I wouldn't expect. Plus, what I got to prove to you?
Right.
I'm thinking this is a battle of the 40-plus-year-olds with braids. That's what this is. This is the 40 and up braid battle, and I got Pusha T in the 40 and up braid battle, man. That's what this battle is about. 40 and up with
Hey,
braids.
Pusha is with it. Pusha is with the smoke. He loves the smoke. Pusha is with it. Like, don't come to Pusha T with that, man. You know, Pusha T is a monster lyrically, man. Don't do it, man. But you know, like I said, man, Jim Jones is doing it for the clicks, man. And I ain't mad at him, man. Do what you do, bro. Ain't no way, you know, ain't no way, man. You know, you're not in the arena to ever spit with somebody like Nas, and you can't spit nothing with Pusha T at all, bro. Like you're in the wrong set, bro.
Say it's a different weight classes.
Yeah, this is not a dip set. This is a whole different set right here.
Pusha took a shot or two at Travis. I was about to say Porter. Travis at Travis Scott on this last release from the Clips. You know, I ain't think it was nothing too malicious. You can kind of tell he was talking about Travis. I was about to say it again. Scott. Travis Scott. Too many Travis.
Speaking about Travis Scott, they have a new special on Netflix about the Astroworld show that Travis Scott did. And, you know, it showed the first couple that happened. And then it showed, you know, the one that big tragedy happened that also,
Mm,
and it's the people that were actually there, the concert goers that were there. They actually
word.
told a story. So for anybody that wants to see a good story, check out Astroworld on Netflix.
Word. Well, so this some people passed during that
Yes, they did.
the stampede or yeah.
Yes, they did.
Wow. Are these the people talking? Are these people who are suing Travis Scott?
These are people who definitely, some of them did sue, some of them didn't, but they're telling you their side of the story and what happened. And some of them are telling you know, how they were trampled, but they, you know, they made it. You have like a different whole aspect of it because you have like the photographers that were there giving their side of the story. You have some of the paramedic units that were there telling their side of the story. So it's like you get to really see what really happened that night.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Definitely gonna have to check that out. All right, Juice. We've come to the portion of the show where it's time for our segment, Brick or Swish. I'll take a topic, one from sports, one from news, one from entertainment. If you rock with it, it's a swish. If you ain't rocking with it, it's a brick. You ready?
Holy
September 13th in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford live on Netflix. Turkey Al Sheikh has implemented a KO bonus in the fight, meaning you get more money if you knock them out. Brick or Swish, from now on, all prize fights should have a knockout bonus. Excuse me, all major prize fights should have a knockout bonus.
In my 58 South voice, Swish! Because I know you love this, brother. I know you love boxing anyway. This is what you love right here, 58. Yeah, you getting a bonus to get knocked out too. Oh, we all in this. I gotta throw a Swish for that.
I'm just saying, man, it just adds to it. It just adds to it, man. Thank you, Turkey Al-Sheikh, for making boxing great again.
I know you love it. I know you love. Hey, yo, you need to make that hat and make boxing great again. You need to go ahead and make that right now, bro. You said it
Nah,
first. It's documented.
it doesn't. It wouldn't look. MBGA wouldn't look right.
Oh, you'll make it look right. MAGA didn't look right until they started wearing it. It'll be perfect.
You tripping?
I'm telling you. You
Anyway,
coined it already, so this is it. You patented it.
Of course, Swish on my end, man. Anything that's gonna make boxing better, I'm for it. More entertaining. I think this will actually give somebody who's not really like a huge boxing fan, you know how people just really like events and energy that surrounds, you know, big events. This will make them tune in even more because now it's an incentive to knock dude out. Not just bragging rights, financial rights. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Turkey Al-Sheikh. Let's go. Well, we talked about the Karen Reed case. Talked about how she was acquitted. Talked about how police misconduct kind of led to her acquittal. How her defense team turned the narrative. They made a narrative that kind of, you know, surprised everybody, but made it work. That only reminds me of one other person. So, Joose, is Karen Reed the white woman's O.J. Simpson? Brick or Swish?
I'm throwing the Swish up right now. I think Karen Reed is definitely the white OJ. She got it. Let's go. Roll with it.
Swish also. When I saw the reaction they got when she got acquitted, I'm like, oh yeah, that looked like us when they said OJ didn't do it. That's even if he did, we don't know. We weren't there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it had a real OJ Simpson vibe to it outside of that courtroom, man. So Swish. Karen Reed is officially the white woman's OJ Simpson. Last but
Yes,
not
she
least,
is. Swish.
man, the Grammys are implementing a album cover of the year award next year at the Grammys, Joose. Brick or Swish, you should get a Grammy for having the best album cover.
Swish. I love it, baby. I think they should have been doing this. I think, the artists get their props for the music and, everybody, the production wise, they always get their props as well. I think the album cover needs to be done as well. The person that put their time in for that great art that's on that album cover of that great album that's getting the recognition it's supposed to, I think the artist needs to get the recognition as well. I'm happy that let's go because there's a lot of dope album covers that didn't get the recognition they needed. Swish.
I'm gonna call Brick on that, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna call Brick on that. This is an award presented by the Recording Academy. Recording meaning actual music. And your album cover doesn't mean that the body of work is great. It just means somebody's real artistic somewhere. That album could be terrible. We've seen that before. That album could be terrible, man. So yeah, I don't think you need an award for album cover of the year. Now, I can think of some album covers that were dope that actually had great music behind it. AT Aliens, Doggy Style. What else? Machiavelli, the Don Illuminati, the 7 Day Theory. Hey man, jump in anytime, man.
My Tribe Called Quest one, I forgot the name of the
Boom, there
album.
you go. There we
Tribe
go.
Called Quest one, it had all the rappers on it.
Well, see, I was thinking of the low end theory with the cosmic looking different color. Yeah. Any matter of fact, hell,
I
probably
like the
any
one
of
with
the.
all the little rappers on there.
Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of great album covers, but I don't think the Grammys should be giving out that award. Maybe another body, what do you call it, another award show or something like that. Maybe have a separate one or include it like iHeart. Maybe put it somewhere in the iHeart awards or something like that. The Billboard, maybe the Billboard awards, because Billboard is more focused on numbers instead of the actual work. I think do it that way. A matter of fact, Met Gala, is it Met Gala or what do they do down in Miami? Art Basel, something down there. Let an album cover have something to do with that, but not the Grammys though. I mean, Of course, they don't care what I'm talking about because they're gonna do it anyway. But yeah, nah, man, I think
I'm with it. So let's go. You know what I mean? Let's see what's happening. I'm all with it, baby.
yeah, yeah. Trying to think, yeah, because GNX just had the car on the front, so that I don't think that would have won best album cover of the year. GNX, the Kendrick Lamar joint.
Yeah.
You think that would have won a album cover of the year?
That would have been a nominee.
You say so. I got to see what the criteria is behind this just album cover of the year. Because you
Right.
can't because more than likely it'll be an artist that we haven't heard of that's gonna win this album cover of the year. I'm assuming
That, or it's gonna start making these bigger artists get their album covers up again like they used to be. They're gonna start making them album covers dope again.
We will see. We will see.
Dang, that's another one right there. Make album covers dope again. I just put a new one up. Let's go. We got make boxing great again and make album covers dope again.
Yeah,
We just
we'll
coming up with
see.
new ideas here on Topic of Discussions.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Anywho,
Anywho, did you have a topic you wanted to get to before we got up out of here, man?
only topic is, man, I hope everybody treats themselves with as much respect as they want to treat the next man with, and the respect that you want to be given, you got to treat yourself with the same respect. On that note, I'm right now doing the Joose Jones Juice-a-thon. I haven't ate no solid foods in 4 days. We straight juicing over here, trying to get everything together, keep all the energy intact. So I try to give it to everybody else out there. I give the gift of loving yourself and respecting yourself as you want to be respected and loved. You did.
So Joose Jones is on a juice cleanse or a juice fast. How's what you call it?
I'm on the Juice-a-thon. Yeah, it's called the Juice-a-thon. Yep.
So
Straight
explain to me.
Juice-a-thon over here.
Explain to me how this juice-a-thon works.
Basically, I was just gonna do it for a day just to clean out, but it's feeling so good that I just kept it going. I'm just drinking either water mixed with a little Himalayan salt and lemon juice, or I'm drinking beet juice right now, or making little smoothies with like spinach, kale, and mangoes and pineapple. And I've just been doing that right now, so I haven't had any solid foods, just straight liquids. And I'm gonna keep on doing it for a little bit longer, and then I can introduce the food as I want to back in my system. But I just want to get a complete little flush out, and it's the best way to do it, man. You got to put your mind to it, your grind to it, and put your time to it and do it. But can't nobody do it unless you want to do it. So I tell everybody out there, I challenge you, join the Joose Jones Juice-a-thon. You ain't got to do it as many days as you want, man. Just pick it. Do it 24 hours, do it 48 hours, whatever you feel like doing, but have no solid foods and just juice it up, baby.
That's what's up. How's the foot?
Better. I went to the podiatrist and they still couldn't find anything. Still, I feel it. So I know there's something there. So it's cool, but hopefully this flush will help that out too.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, speedy recovery to you.
Thank you, brother.
You already know, man. Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of 58 South TV presents Topics of Discussion. I'm your man, 58 South. That's my homeboy, Joose Jones. Catch him on all social platforms at Joose Jones. Catch me on all social platforms at 58 South TV. Don't forget, man, whenever y'all go outside, take God with you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Y'all be kind. Y'all be careful, man. We out of here. Peace. Cut the check.